Hello, housemates, and welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. In our last episode, we finally blew up that warehouse after doing a lot of chores for other people around here and getting kind of grumpy about it. Now, a taxi cab awaits us to take us back to downtown to talk to Prince LaCroix and see what he has to say about our performance here. So, we do have one Masquerade violation here, which means that LaCroix is going to be slightly unhappy with us. You do get some slightly different option or dialogue if you get through without doing that at all. But what are you going to do? So let's talk to this cabbie.
Where to?
Let's see. Drive. I'll tell you when the mood hits me. Alright, so this is the travel screen. Right now there's only one place we can go. Later there'll be a couple others. I think there are only 3 durable locations, that is places you can constantly go back and forth to. Then other ones will show up now and again. No, 4 durable locations. There will be Santa Monica, downtown, eventually Hollywood, and then Chinatown. And then other ones will pop up on a mission-by-mission basis. So let's head to downtown. Alright. Uh-oh. Someone's sneaking up on us. We're really bad at looking around. Bat to the head.
Let's drain it.
No, don't do that.
Let's take it and leave it out for the summer.
No, I don't want that either.
We're going to have a lot of fun with this one. Think you could blow
Are you
up
wearing
our
3
warehouse
belts?
and get away with it? Ah, lick.
Are you wearing belts on your shoulder? What kind of shirt is that?
I want its teeth.
Not as good as my shirt.
Camarilla, fuck.
Ow, you're ruining my shirt.
Boys, I think we could all use a little entertainment. Those of you sitting in the first few rows will get
What's
wet.
wrong with your hands? Also, why are you breaking the 4th wall?
Son of a bitch.
Hey!
Leave.
There's 3 of us, Rodriguez.
Yeah. 3 of us.
What are you gonna do? Shoot us?
Oh! Apparently he's gonna blow
This
everything
ain't
up.
over. We'll find you. You too, Rodriguez. You're both dead. Nobody messes with a Sabbat and lives.
Keep moving. Trouble sure seems to like you.
Yeah.
Good effort.
Dumbass.
Execution needs a little work. You look like shit.
Thanks.
Name's Nines.
Thanks for the help.
Should have been more careful, newbie. This ain't the Burbs.
Well, yeah, sure. Hey, I remember you from the court.
Kid, I got things to deal with. Why don't you pay me a visit at the last round tonight? I don't know what you've heard so far, but it's time you heard the real story.
I'll do that.
This is a mean existence. Stay out of trouble, kid.
So, we are saved by the noble Nines Rodriguez once again. I don't know how people get this type of name. Nines. Alright, so here we are in lovely downtown Los Angeles. There are some terrifying gargoyles. So this is a building which is not actually used in the game as it stands. I think, and not even a restoration patch kind of opens it up because it was intended for use in some sort of alternate quest line, but that alternate quest line made it not out of even storyboard, I imagine. So that's why there's this big old building that looks like it ought to be important, but, you know, nothing really happens there. This is a prostitute. You can pay prostitutes money if you want to drink blood and aren't charming enough to get it out of anyone else. Here are some CDC agents. Their presence will be explained as time goes on. Alright, so we can go directly to downtown where Nines Rodriguez was. Or we can go here. This is our destination. Our original destination where LaCroix is. Let's go to the last round first. Wait, am I going the right way? I always get confused. No, that's the wrong way. And this cabbie will stay around forever. There are a lot more excuse me, areas to explore in Los Angeles. You go in this area at some point. You don't have to, it's a side quest. We are definitely going to go right here. In fact, we're going to go right here first, since it's on the way. This is, so looking up here, you can see that glowiness in the transom of that window. Quest log, there we go. So here, Dark Blood, our curse, alight this verse. This is the Regent's riddle. So he's telling you to come find him where it burns the mystical sun. Well, there burns the mystical sun above that building. This is the Tremere Regent's house. And we are Tremere, so this is of particular interest to us. And if you're in another character, if you're another clan, your interactions here are much more limited. So let's go. Okay, so at this point in time, going up the stairs does nothing. This house is kind of a magical maze. So if you don't make the exact right turnings, you'll find yourself apparently going in an infinite hallway. If you go immediately right, you get to this room, wherein there is a book about thaumaturgical creatures, which will be interesting at some point in time. If you were to now go this way, you would be sort of teleported back to the beginning. Wing! See? That should not have happened if this were a regularly constructed hallway. And you'll notice that I'm back at the beginning, but I can no longer sort of turn left. So it's a very bizarre changing hallway situation. See, just kind of going around. And now, the little sparklies tell you that something magical has happened to you. And here we are once again at the beginning. So, it's all a bit strange. To reorient yourself, I can't remember. I may just have to go back outside. Ah, here we are. Actually, no, sorry. I had gotten to the right place. There we go. So here is the sitting room, the drawing room of one Maximilian Strauss. Baldy here. What's up, Baldy?
Greetings.
That's a very shiny coat you have.
Might I assume you received my invitation?
Yes.
I have been looking forward to meeting you for quite some time.
Yeah, I got it. I'm assuming you are...
Strauss. Maximilian Strauss. I am the regent of this chantry. Welcome.
Thanks. What is this place?
Ah, yes. Forgive me. I forget that you are not embraced within the pyramid.
No, it was in a dirty apartment, not a pyramid.
You and I, but there is much you have yet to learn about our clan.
Yeah? You're of the Tremere clan?
Yes. This new life in which you find yourself undoubtedly seems strange. I'm sure you have many questions, young one. I will answer those which I am able.
What did you mean, embraced within the pyramid?
The pyramid is the social structure of our clan, with each level of advancement.
So you're like literally calling your social structure a pyramid scheme?
There are apprentices here at the chantry who are my charges, and I have a lord who watches over
Most of the
me
time people
and
try and
other
hide that.
local regents, and so on. In most cases, Tremere are very selective about who they embrace and how it is done. There are traditions and laws that we adhere to, so the circumstances of your embrace were, let us say, unconventional. Therefore, you are outside the pyramid.
Great. I see. Can I get inside the pyramid? Be an apprentice?
Such things are possible, young one, but you would have to prove your worth to the clan before it would even be a consideration. Tremere guard their secrets well. Perhaps it is something we will speak of later.
Great. I see. Tell me what a chantry is.
A chantry is a local gathering place for those of the Tremere clan.
Are we in, like, Dragon Age here? Are you going to read me the chant?
From time to time.
Okay, cool. And you're a regent? What's that?
A regent is the leader of a chantry,
I could have figured that
as
out.
well as a teacher to young Tremere apprentices who are studying the mysteries of our
Ooh,
clan.
mysteries. I see. I'm new around here, Max. I'm sure he would hate us to call him Max. What's the word on the street?
Let me give you some advice, young one.
Don't talk like an idiot.
Your survival in kindred society will often depend on your ability to find out yourself what is going on around you. Remember
I am
that
finding it
well.
out by asking you. I appreciate the advice. Definitely. So, I don't think anyone responds well when you say to them, thanks, Dad." So, you should definitely go for number one, especially considering that as a Tremere player, we want to foster a good relationship, if only to see all the unique dialogue options. He treats you a bit more solicitously when you are a Tremere than if you were some other clan. So his interactions are very interesting. He's a much more major character when you are the Tremere yourself. I appreciate the advice.
As for what is going on here in downtown, the word on everyone's lips, kindred or kind, seems to be epidemic.
Epidemic. Kine, incidentally, is the plural of cow. It refers just generally to livestock, a herd of livestock. So when they refer to kine, they are referring to human beings who are the vampire's livestock. Yeah? Why? What's going on?
It seems that disease has been spreading at an alarming rate throughout the downtown population. Considering our particular appetites, the local kindred are more than concerned about these developments.
I don't know who wrote this dialogue, so occasionally they just having you sound like Steve Buscemi pretending to be a teenager in some sort of movie. Dude, that shit is whack, yo! So I just shy away from those responses even if I am playing a sort of more quote-unquote street vampire character. Instead, I will say, interesting. Also, not in, at least it's not as far as I remember, in the old World of Darkness, but in the new World of Darkness, there is a bloodline of vampires who only drink from, or are sort of compelled to drink from, the diseased blood of like people with weird sicknesses. So the fact that there are diseases in blood, you might think, why would a vampire care? They can't get diseases. It is built into the lore of both Old World of Darkness and New World of Darkness, so that kind of thing can matter.
Yes, indeed. My opinion is that the local anarchs are responsible for these outbreaks. Their precipitous indulgence passions often leads to such things. Ergo, their need for the watchful eye of the Camarilla.
Let's see. Camarilla? What's that all about?
The Camarilla. It is merely a kindred sect that exists to protect its members from the outside world. There are specific codes of behavior that we abide by in order to ensure the continuance of our species. It is nothing more and nothing less.
So that's a typo. They are not ensuring the continuance of their species. That would be taking out a policy on which you pay a premium each month to, it's like species life insurance. They mean ensure, like the drink for old people. So, I was going to say something else. You ask a lot of the same questions to different people, and you might think that that's bad, repetitive dialogue writing on the part of the game developers. Maybe it is. But if you wish to see it in a more positive light, you can think of yourself as cagily inquiring different people's perspectives on the same issue to see whether or not there is divergence in opinion on that subject, and to just generally get a sense of how the political landscape is laid out. So I prefer to think of it that way. I see. Can I ask you a few more questions about the Camarilla?
Surely. What else would you like to know?
Are all vampires part of the Camarilla?
No. There are many independent clans who are not aligned with the Camarilla. And the Sabbat is another sect of various vampire clans whose beliefs are very different than our own. Unsavory sorts, to say the least. I understand you have already run afoul of them.
Yeah. Good thing Nine Rodriguez was there to help me out.
Ah, yes. The infamous Mr. Rodriguez. I understand you owe him your life twice now. Had he not intervened,
Yep.
the prince would have surely had that hound of his separate your head from your shoulders.
You're probably right. Or you can say the much more arrogant and stupid, man, shit, I was waiting to make my move.
In any case, it's a shame that Rodriguez cannot see the wisdom of the Camarilla. He would make a powerful ally. As it is, he is a significant thorn in LaCroix's side, which serves my purposes just the same.
Purposes, you say? Your purposes? Aren't your purposes and the prince's the same? Here we are digging a little bit.
LaCroix is a prince, neonate, and a Ventrue on top of that. Even if he weren't as young and indiscriminate as he's already proven himself to be,
Uh-oh.
But I say too much.
Strauss
Let us
letting
just
his
say that he
disdain
died
for
at
LaCroix get the
different
better of him.
years on the use of power.
It's alright. You can trust me. What is your true opinion of him?
I have overstepped my bounds. I will say no more.
You can get him to actually talk to you about that. I think usually there's a blue persuasion option available there. It may be either that my persuasion is not high enough, or that it has been removed from such an early point of conversation with him in the restoration mod. I would have thought that my persuasion was high enough, so it may just be that they've changed where it... they may have increased what you need to get him to tell you, or it may have moved it farther down a dialogue tree into another encounter. Fine. Tell me more of the Camarilla.
Surely. What else would you like to know?
Why aren't the Anarchs in the Camarilla?
The Anarchs feel that they don't need the structure and discipline of the Camarilla. I feel that they pose a threat, both to those loyal to the Camarilla and to themselves. Most are mere children and need our guidance.
It's very paternalistic. An interesting observation. I have a few more questions about the Camarilla.
Surely. What else would you like to know?
We've already done the Prince LaCroix thing. We will revisit his opinion of Prince LaCroix when we have done something for Strauss and or we have raised our persuasion skill to see if we can get some more out of him. Actually, there was something else I needed.
Of course.
Maybe I could look into the epidemic for you, trying to prove our worth.
An interesting proposition. If you succeed in finding the cause of this epidemic and putting an end to it, I will compensate you appropriately for your efforts.
Yeah. I'll do it. We'll figure out what you owe me when I return. If you choose option 2, he just gets kind of irritated with you and says we'll figure it out later. So, unless you are deliberately trying to antagonize him, that's not the best conversation option.
Very well. Again, I recommend speaking with the Anarchs. You can find most of them at the local watering hole, reveling in the vices of their former lives. I believe the place is called The Last Round.
Sounds like my sound has bugged out a little bit. There it goes, it's back. I'll check in with you later. Alright, so vampires all seem to like creepy paintings. And the same creepy paintings occur again and again in this game. I mean, they're all very biblical, that's kind of the point. And the reason why you may already know and will also be revealed as time goes on. Alright, no, I don't want to go to his door. I want to leave. There's a particular sequence that you have to do, and I did it accidentally to get out of this place. Alright, back to the streets. And to the last round. We're going to let LaCroix sit around and wait for us. We will make him await our leisure, not his own. We're going to use this area at some point. When you are a Malkavian, this stop sign is a stop sign with which you can have a rather unenlightening conversation. Because Malkavians are crazy. It's a weird opera. That dude's wearing like a dive suit and he's a skeleton. I don't know what that's about. Oh wait, no. Maybe it's this stop sign. There's a stop sign around this area that you can talk to when you're in a Malkavian. I think it's that one. This is the last round. It's going to be a lot more talking. This is going to be almost entirely talky episode because we've moved to a new area and there's a lot of new characters to interact with. So, there's Jack down there in the corner. There is... I can't remember his name. We're going to find out in a minute because he's going to yell at us. Hey.
Host a child for Camarilla benevolence. What errand does the prince have you run today?
Doesn't like me. If you go to so again, I avoid randomly antagonizing people. So I'll just say, funny. Is Nines Rodriguez around here?
Nines is expected. Have some manners and don't wear out your weapon.
All right, Skelter. I didn't act up. Yeah, all right. You got a few minutes to talk. I don't actually want to talk to him right now. There's Jack. Let's go straight up to talking to Nines. So there's Nines. There's Damsel. Damsel's very interesting. We'll talk to her later. But first, what's up, Nines?
You showed up. Good.
Yep.
Here's what I gotta tell you. So you know, I don't lecture.
He said lecturing.
I'm just a guy out of nowhere came to be involved in something 500 times bigger than you and me.
Go on. Or, yeah. Antagonizing Nines is a really bad idea because he doesn't take it very well. So, he doesn't give you really a second chance to indulge in these conversation options. So, if you want to hear what he has to say, you have to be a bit polite. Go on.
You got a right to know the score. The Camarilla, this is the short of it. They operate a lot like a pyramid scheme. There's a bunch of these old timers at the top with God only knows what plots in mind. They lose their power, they die. They sired more to carry out their plans. Looking for a little power, then those kindred sire for their own schemes, and so on and on and on. Hurts my head just thinking about the mess. And it works out to exist. Only a few people at the top have any real power.
Isn't the prince the leader of the Camarilla?
LaCroix? Shit. LaCroix's just a guy who backstabbed and wheeled and dealed his way into becoming king son of a bitch of all the local Camarilla. Him and any other traitors that sided with the Cam want power here, they'll get what's due.
So, what are you all about?
I learned the way of this world during the Depression. A bunch of old rich bastards screwed the country. But did they suffer? No. The little people suffered. You can't trust the people at the top. The world would be a better place without them. All you can do is get a group of people together who aren't assholes. Find a place to put your feet up and make some examples of the quote-unquote elite. Keep the rest the hell out. Everyone's an equal here. Same thing this country used to be about. That's what LA has been. An anarch-free state.
So, the Camarilla is new to LA?
The Camarilla was kicked out of their ass a long time ago. We the anarchs didn't want to play politics. Now LaCroix and crew pop in like they never left. In a goddamn way. Their laws don't apply to us.
Let's see. Not a fan of the prince, huh?
LaCroix represents everything I hate. The Camarilla, stuck-up aristocrats, rich businessmen, crooked politicians. The only place LaCroix belongs is in an urn.
Let's see. Have you tried meeting with the Camarilla?
I got that meeting right here.
He said, pulling out a gun. So now, no matter what thing you say, you're going to antagonize him a little bit. If you choose one, he sort of gives you a warning. If you choose two, yeah, that's obviously much more insulting, so don't do that. Sounds like you're the prince of the anarchs.
No such thing. And again, newbie?
Again,
Those kind of words
I didn't do anything before.
We're risking a beatdown. I fought to keep LA free since I was embraced. A long time later, I'm one of the only ones left that hasn't bid or switched sides. The most veteran soldier on the battlefield.
One more question. Any advice you can give me?
Here's what I tell all the new blood. 1, you get careless, that blood will make you into a monster. If you rampage around here, you get put down. 2, don't kill when you feed. No reason to. In this city, there's lots of ways to select the beast without leaving a trail of death. 3, the camera is full of shit. 4,
God, how
don't
long
shoot
is this
back
list?
always. And lastly, learn how to fight.
From the man who said he didn't give lectures.
Your ass when you're staring down the barrel of a shotgun.
Can you teach me how to fight?
After picking your ass up off the pavement back there, yeah. You can tell you don't even know the basics. Hold your hands up like this, and keep your body at an angle. Makes it harder to hit. Keep your thumbs out of your fists and put your weight into your punches.
And so you got a stat increase from that. You can get another stat increase from him later in this, in like fighting skills again. But you have to say a very particular string of things which I may or may not remember. Okay, thanks for all your help, Nines.
LA's the school of hard knocks, so keep your friends close and your enemies in a barbecue pit. Once you square things with LaCroix, don't give that son of a bitch the time to matter. I got my eye on you, kid.
Okay. Alright, so that's that. Let's finish all the talking in this place, and then we'll end this episode. It may go a little bit long. I didn't say anything. What's up?
Chase you in here, Cammy?
What are you talking about?
Heard Nine saved your ass again.
Yes.
You think LaCroix would stop trying his money long enough to get your back, Jack?
What do you mean again?
Cammy, you'd have a whole lot less above your neck if it hadn't been for Nines calling the prince out in that courtroom. Shit. Looks like things worked out for LaCroix anyway. Got himself a new airing boat out of it.
Did I do something to piss you off?
As long as you're a tool for some cape, you don't have to say a word to start pissing me off.
What's a cape?
Cape, Cammy. Camarilla elders, the ones that have been around so long they think candlelight's a keen invention, you're doing their dirty work and you don't even know it.
What alternative do I have?
You want an alternative? Being him. That's a step in the right direction. I'm Damsel, den mother of these mothers, and one pissed bitch since LaCroix moved in.
The Tremere Regent... wait. Do I want to go straight into that? The Tremere Regent says an anarch is responsible for a local epidemic.
That goddamn blood witch told you what? He thinks we're responsible for that plague there? If I hadn't promised Nine that keep a nose clean, I'd go over right now and rip him a new wizard shoot. Magic missile cat.
Sure you would. Tell me about this plague bearer.
A plague bearer's a plague. It doesn't care who they feed on. They don't know what you're thinking. You can't get sick, but the kind can. And kin that feed on them start spreading disease. When that gets sick, it's an epidemic. CDC's in town as we speak.
So, how do you get rid of one?
Seen Old Yeller? May sound cruel, but it's necessary. If someone puts together 2 and 2 as to the real cause of an outbreak of bloodborne diseases, guess what happens? So the plague bearer's gotta be found and put down. If the Camarilla really gives a damn, they'll help us out.
The Anarchs helped me out before. Where do I start?
One of our boys' ghouls, name's Paul, lives nearby in the Skyline Apartments. Been a stranger lately. Looked like death last time he was here. Said he didn't get bit, but maybe you can get more info out of him.
Ghouls. Why is it always ghouls? Fine, I'll check it out when I can.
Wait, if Paul's not talking, you might want to start questioning the homeless pop. So many have been dying lately that it takes the city a few days to pick up the bodies.
Before I go, I have a question.
Yeah?
Tell me about Nines.
No one like him in this world or the next. He's to the anarchs what George Washington was to the colonies, and Ho Chi Minh was to Vietnam. He is the LA anarchs personified. He's a great leader, and yet he's I died.
I owe him my life. Seems like one of the only decent people I've met yet.
No one like him in the Camarilla or otherwise. Anything else?
Your thoughts on LaCroix?
Who the hell does he think he is, coming into town claiming Camarilla authority over the city? We kicked them out 60 years ago. It's like England coming back and telling the U.S. how they should do things. Fuck LaCroix.
I had no idea the Anarchs had been in control that long. I had another question.
Yeah?
Tell me about Smiling Jack.
Jack? Jack's Jack. Kind of a legend amongst anarchs. There's not an anarch in the world who wouldn't stand a rock star awe of Jack. Even the Camarilla is a massive hit.
Really? I had no idea. Jack's one of the cooler people I've met.
He's been around a long time. He used to be a pirate. So
Of course he was.
Talk to Jack. He's never short on chat.
Maybe I'll go do that.
What did you just say?
I said, maybe I'll go do that. That's what I said. Right, there's a lot more you can talk to her about, but, you know, I don't want it to take that long. I don't want to talk to Skelter right now. Hey, Jack.
Well, looky who made it back in one piece. How's Santa Monica, kiddo?
I didn't get to do much sightseeing.
I can't imagine you did. I'm too busy getting pushed around by every vampire with a wink of seniority over you, am I right?
You could say that, yes.
That's usually the way the story goes. Same old bullshit politics from when you were alive. Don't it make you just want to rip somebody's spine out? What? You saying that's just me?
Politics?
Politics. The stuff that makes the rich get richer, keeps the powerful in power. Look at why you're out in Santa Monica in the first place. 'Cause Prince LaCroix said so.
You don't follow his rules?
Kid, I never answered to no man in life. Now I sure as shit ain't taking orders from a vampire with a suit and a funny name. And when I die again, the devil's gonna have to cut me a deal if he wants my ass. Besides, I never trust anybody with an X in their name.
Yeah, that's a real interesting principle. Why did the prince send me to Santa Monica?
'Cause he never thought you'd make it back. If Nines didn't stand up to you in the courtroom, you would have been toast right there, man. Everybody knows that.
I don't get it. Why did he want to kill me?
It's bullshit Camarilla law. You gotta get it approved before you sire anyone. Vampire population control, fascist crap. LaCroix wanted to look like the strong leader upholding the law.
So, how come I'm still standing here?
Public relations, man. Calculated risk. Vents were born in a boardroom. When Nines called him out, LaCroix realized it was time to show a carefully measured dose of Camarilla compassion.
You're not into public relations, Jack?
Yeah, man, it's called kicking ass and crushing the skulls of any asshole who steps on my toes. That's
a bit
the
extreme.
work. People dig it.
Is LaCroix afraid of Nines? I thought he was the boss. That sentence has bad structure. He would refer to Nines, but it's meant to refer to LaCroix.
LaCroix is the boss of the Camarilla in L.A. That's it. LaCroix is a boss. That's rich.
You're not a part of the Camarilla?
The free living dead, kiddo. A lot of people like to use the label anarchs. What the hell that means? Anarchs. That's got a nice kick to it, though, huh?
I think LaCroix's got that Napoleon thing going on.
Facts are like this. The Camarilla need us to buy into their bullshit for any of their laws to mean dick. Now, telling free-living vampires they need to be ruled is a hard sell. So, the Camarilla baked up a play nicey plan. Show everyone how great they are, so we'll all just jump on board.
It's not working?
Kid, we lived in California, some of us for over 100 years, and we've kicked the Camarilla's ass out of town before. Seems like every time they smell blood, they're back trying to take over.
I ran into Nines.
Yeah, not a moment too soon, huh? He said you guys let those Sabat go, too. Nines must be getting soft. How can you pass up that kind of fun?
How come he keeps helping me? Or, how do you think the Sabat found me?
Someone must have put a word out. Now, here's an interesting little scenario. I'm just gonna run this by you, see what you think. What if the prince got the word out to the Sabat that you were the one to blow up their warehouse?
So, this is part of the restored dialogue, I think. That's not an option I remember originally. It's an interesting little subplot they put in there. You really think that's possible?
Hey, it's just a theory, man, but who else is gonna be watching you so closely? Knowing where you're going and
why would LaCroix help the Sabbat?
I'm not saying he's working with the Sabbat. I know he is. But he sure as hell could have put the word out there on the street that the Sabbat would pick up on it. Just chew on that.
I guess I wouldn't put it past him.
That's how the Camarilla works, kiddo. Trust me. I've been dealing with these slimy shits for a few centuries now.
I see. Thanks, Jack. So again, there's a lot more you can say to him. I want to talk to Skelter because he's going to give us another little side quest.
What's up?
I'm looking for work.
There's this girl who's been making a lot of noise lately. A real pain in the ass. She's a ghoul of this one Toreador creep who disappeared.
What's her name?
Her name is Pat. She hangs out at the clubs downtown. She used to show up around here and act like she was everybody's best friend. It was all fun and games until her vampire sugar daddy started calling. Now she can't get her blood fixed and shit ain't so fun no more.
What do you want me to do about it?
She's lost her mind. Only time that mouth ain't blabbing is when it's sucking vampire blood. She's gotta disappear. Leave this, and we'll keep it our little secret, okay?
I'll do it to uphold the Masquerade.
Alright, have fun. I'd love to do this one myself, but I know it's silent. Just let me know when it's done.
I'll find her and take care of it. See ya. Alright, so we've done a lot of talking. I'm going to cut this episode off here. When we return next time, we're going to finally go and talk to LaCroix and see what he has to say about us, or to us. Now, if we're to believe Jack, LaCroix might not have expected us to come back, so we'll see if he seems at all surprised that we're here, and maybe even displeased. So, hopefully you liked this video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see the continued adventures of this awesome shirt, there's a limited time left because, not because I'm going to end the series, but because I'm going to get some new clothes soon, and the shirt will be gone forever. So, please subscribe to my channel. If you're not going to do any of that sort of stuff, well then, I don't care what you do.